You want to know something that's really hard? And I have a lot of respect, not only to myself for actually doing this, but all the other people who are actually able and willing to do this voluntarily. It's being able to look at yourself in the mirror, be honest with yourself, and be like, these are my flaws. This is where I need to be better. This is where I should be taking responsibility for these certain things. And that's tough. It's tough to be like, damn, taking responsibility for things that you kind of overlooked, or things you didn't want to look at about yourself internally, right? For example, like, one thing I notice about myself is like, I usually tend to just chill in my bubble, and I love my personal company. But I realized, like, yo, it could be nice to have more friends. And I realized, hey, whose fault is that, bro? Whose fault is that? If I want more friends, I should be out there talking to people. I should be out there, talking to, oh, this person is cool. Let me go talk to them. Let me go ask their name. Let me go, and if you become friends, cool. If you don't, you don't. But it's just like, I don't know. It's just like, it's the things like, it's easy to blame it on, oh, maybe they probably just don't like me, or, blah, 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 or maybe they'll think I'm weird. And like, if that's what you expect of people, that's what you expect of the world, that's what you're going to look for. That's what you're going to see, because that's the vision, the eyesight you see from. When in reality, like, if I just change my mindset, I'll be like, oh, these people are probably going to think I'm cool. And I go up, I talk to them. Yeah, they're going to think I'm cool. And it's just like, it's that simple mindset shift of being like, oh, let me reframe the way I think about this. Let me, not be deceived. Let me actually like pause and take a moment to question myself and what my automatic thoughts are. And I think that is a very powerful thing, and it's not just being able to be introspective and to see where you can improve, but it's actually putting in that work. You see, we can solve the problems of the world in our mind, but if we don't actually put it into work, if we don't actually bring it forth here, what is the point? It's just an illusion then. If you don't bring it into the physical world, how is it gonna be? How are you gonna do it, right? It's like it's just like writing a song, right? Writing the lyrics to the song, but never actually recording it and performing it and physically speaking it. It's like, it's not even real. It doesn't even exist. It just exists in your head. And so when we hold ourselves accountable too, it's like, yo, I want to fix this about myself, and I will actively do it and catch myself, and it's not just small things. It's big things. I've found something out about myself in regards to how I take criticism. Because I realized for a long time I had been very alone in the way that I do things. I've accomplished success alone. And I thought that was the only way that had to be done. And now I'm starting to realize, like, I don't think that's healthy. Like, actually, things can be a lot easier with a team. Things can be a lot easier with other people in our lives. And I've recognized, and I'm grateful for the help I've received from people, because I realized, like, wow, like, that's community. That, like, when you have someone's back and someone else has your back, like, that is love, and that is strength, and that's power, and that's beautiful. That's beautiful to realize you're not alone. You don't have to go it alone. You don't have to be so self-reliant on yourself and expect yourself to be perfect. I like to I want to compare it to a basketball thing. There's this player, Russell Westbrook. I mean, this happens to a lot of players, Blake Griffin, whatever. These players that are immediately really good because of their athleticism, no one can stop them. They just run and dunk the ball, and they're so fast, so strong that no one can stop them from score. And they're superstars, in the NBA, they make millions of dollars. But in their later stages of their careers, the one thing that brought them to stardom, the one thing that, brought them to the peak of their powers, now becomes their kryptonite, in the sense that they are no longer as strong. They are no longer as fast as they become older. They become slower. And so they become less effective and they can't rely on those ways that they previously had. And so they have to learn how to shoot. They have to learn how to do other skills than just run and dunk. And so I find myself in that, learning to be okay with not needing to do it alone. So I ask of you to ask yourself, what old ways and habits are no longer serving you? And how will you change and implement a new way of being? Thank you very much.